Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Gloomhaven's Guildmaster mode. We're still really early days, it still counts as a tutorial while we're going through this intro, but we're on our way to recruit the Mindthief. A demon hunter will be an asset to the guild, if she'll join. No one in the marches is willing to help you find the Mindthief. They all turn away when you mention the vermling. As you're about to leave, a small girl runs up and says, "The rat lady was just here. She said she's going to drive away the demons from the abandoned dungeon under the keep to the east. She gave me this." She shows you a small straw doll in the shape of a rather unpleasant rodent. You head to the keep and venture down the musty steps to the dungeon below. Now, as I mentioned in the first two episodes, I do want to try and talk about the tactics of the maps before we go into them. But, of course, while we're on rails, that's going to be somewhat restricted. Meet the final member of your starting roster, the Mindthief. What she may lack in physical prowess is made up for in her ability to control the actions of enemies and summon allies to the battlefield. Summons autonomously act directly before the turn of their summoner, always performing a move X, attack Y action, where X and Y are their respective stats. As the Mindthief was out hunting demons, you're about to face a more serious enemy, the Night Demon. These harrowing creatures have an inherent ability to give disadvantage to all attacks targeting them, making them often tricky to deal with. Perhaps you can try taking them down with a non-attack source of direct damage, such as the traps. For this round, summon an ally, kill a Night Demon. Enemies will prioritize your summon if you're at the same range. Well, that's kind of cool. Right, so in terms of summons, we do have Plague Rat. Plague Rat is the only summon that we have. So let's have a look at what we have on the bottom that could kill an enemy. Force an enemy within range 4 to move 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are too far away. Force an enemy within range 5 to perform attack 2. That's possible. Enemies might come closer if we delay our action though. So let's go for the move 1 and the summon, but we're going to try and move last. So I've selected Gnawing Horde as our first card, so our speed is 82. Our Night Demons are moving super fast. Ow. Well, at the very least, we can get you moving this way. And then we'll get a Plague Rat out here. And that Plague Rat is the same distance away, so it will be targeted by the Night Demon. One of the Mindthief's signature traits is to access cards with augments, such as Withering Claw. While active, these grant persistent buffs to her melee attacks, but she can normally only have one augment active at a time. Demons are creeping me out, so I'll leave it to you from here on. Good luck. Okay, Empathetic Assault is a really good one, but it does burn a card. We don't need to worry about burning cards too much at the moment. So let's use that. And then we could add do we want to add Withering Claw? Could make ourselves go invisible at that point. Yeah. Let's go invisible. Oh god, they're moving before us. We're still going to be fine. There's the disadvantage from the Plague Rat. Okay. Empathetic assault. Let's just try and target this one and get it killed. Nice. And we'll make ourselves invisible as well. Okay, I'd like to move through to here and attack. In fact, you know what? Let's use this for a regular attack. Or submissive affliction, and Withering Claw will just allow us to move and grab that loot. Goodbye, rat. You have done well. So we're going to move in. We're going to we're not going to actually move far enough. Oh, yes, we immobilize first. So that's another negative condition. And then we move. And then we will hit you for maximum damage. And grab our gold. I guess you too can consider yourself a demon slayer now, huh? Or was it demon hunter? Whatever. The point is, well done. Now we've got the guild going, we're starting to get job requests coming in from far and wide. I'm also hearing rumours regarding the locations of powerful artifacts that could be worth investigating. In fact, you should check this one out first. A few nights ago, a falling star was said to have been seen landing in a forest clearing near Gibbet Hill. But when the villagers went to investigate, there was no trace of anything having landed there. A day or so later, they started experiencing minor earthquakes emanating from just north of the village, not far from the clearing. Nothing up there except old decrepit crypt, and the villagers, being villagers, are too scared to investigate. Sounds like a magical artifact of some kind to me. You should go check it out. I recommend you bring along the Cragheart and Mindthief. They should be easily up to the task. Alright, let's go have a look at the Falling Star. So this is going to unlock Chapter 1.1 and hypothetically multiplayer mode, but we're not going to play multiplayer. God no. After following the directions from the villagers at Gibbet Hill, you come to the entrance of an old ruined crypt. It's clear someone has been here recently, as the entrance has been disturbed. Be on your guard. Entering the tomb, you're greeted by the angry shouts of bandits. You ain't getting the star stone we found, so bugger off! Turned out to be one of his accomplices, and tells them to guard the back room. Well, now you know where it's being stored, smart guy. So, now we can start looking at tactics a little bit. We've got two guys in this room, and then we've got, obviously, a much larger room, which has probably got a treasure chest. He's got a lot of health. He is ranged. So, it would be nice to get one of them hitting the trap. The trap's only damage 2. So, having a look at this, I think it'd be really good to be able to get past this, is what I'm thinking. Let's go for the thing that allows them to move. So that's going to be Parasitic Influence, and we'll do Perverse Edge on top of that. So an enemy within 4 spaces, 1, 2, yeah, that's definitely close enough, can move. He'll move to there. And then Perverse Edge will allow us to shoot him and stun him, which means the Cragheart can focus on the guy at the back. 1, 2, 3. You need to move at least 3 to get next to the big guy. Although Rumbling Advance would get us in close enough to be able to damage him. And then maybe a ranged attack. Crater's pretty solid. And Crater does a decent amount of damage. Yeah, let's try that. So we would do Rumbling Advance and Crater. So Mindthief makes this move and stuns it. Cragheart moves up and then lobs a Crater. And we move before the archers and everything, so that'll work quite well. So starting off with you. Step in. And take your damage. And of course, I've picked the wrong card direction because that's a complete mistake. We've done it again. It's very easy to do in this game. Cragheart, at least we can get you trying to do... In fact, you know what? Ooh. Cancel that. Right. If we start off with the crater... Then we can use Rumbling Advance to move in and at the very least kill this one before he acts. Yow, that's painful. Really painful. Okay. We want to get a little bit closer. Earthing Clod would heal us. Earthing Clod will heal us up quite nicely, actually. And then we could Massive Boulder him, which will infuse Earth, although Earth is infused at the moment. I suppose it just keeps it infused, doesn't it? Okay, Mindthief. Let's... Empathetic Assault, that's going to move you in. Let's just make sure we're not doing any damage. Yeah, adjacent to the target. So that's moves. So the attack one, it'd be nice to have something at slight range. Could summon a Plague Rat, but we don't really have any ranged attacks. So really, we need to move 3 if we're gonna properly hit him. Scurry would work. And then the Mind's Weakness on top. Scurry moves in. Mind's Weakness doesn't attack, does a wound, so it might die before it acts. Well, it's going to act first. Creates a 3 damage trap. Aha! Okay, that's going to be fun. Ow. Not too much damage, but the trap is annoying. In we go. Give him a stab. Give him another stab. That's good. It's going to die before it gets to act next. So we could, in theory, like, ignore it, but I think it's worth us killing it, immobilizing it, getting a... actually. You know, yeah, this is fine. We're not throwing the boulder. Get the experience. Move over here. We can always heal up with the healing potion if we need to in the future. Right, I think moving in quickly is going to be pretty useful to us. So Gnawing Horde will get us moving in. And on your melee attacks gain shield 1. We're not doing melee attacks right now. But we could do Empathetic Assault in order to disarm something in there. Let's do that. So we want the Cragheart to move in as fast as possible. Backup ammunition is move 3. Dirt Tornadoes move 3. None of those are particularly quick, but they do move us in. Dirt Tornado is range 2, so maybe we do backup ammo and Dirt Tornado. Okay, Mindthief. Let's open this door. There's the chest we need. It's clear this room is being used as some kind of storage dump. You can see the chest sitting on the floor. Time to grab the loot and silence anyone who stands in your way. So the plan is still very similar, but now we can look at what they're doing. So the bandit guards are going to move 3 and attack 2. 1, 2, 3. He'll be able to hit anyone in this area. Disarming this one makes a lot of sense. Attack 3, range 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we want to stay on the south side if we can. Let's come into there. At least for the moment. We'll get you disarmed. Yeah, that's disarmed. That's really painful. For 4 damage, we could lose into the night. Because that's just way too much damage. Alright, if we're not doing Dirt Tornado, we could do backup ammunition. We can move up to, like, here. And get the backup ammunition on. Yeah. Let's do that. Backup ammunition. Then move in. And now's a good time to get your healing on. Okay, we're going to push this guy back. So Fearsome Blade will do a good job with that. And after that... 1, 2, 3. We could do a feedback loop to move in and grab the treasure chest. I feel like bringing the Cragheart in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will get us closer to being able to actually do something about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could also just bring him in to get the chest with Rock Tunnel. And then maybe Avalanche just to work. Well, Avalanche is a lot of damage. Opposing Strike to waste it. Okay. Not keen on those. So we're still going to push you back. Feedback loop then becomes more moving in to get close to these guys. Depending on what they're doing, we could also hold back for a moment. Attack 1, range 4, target 2. That's not bad. So Fearsome Blade on you. Reduced damage is annoying. Push him back that way. And then he's going to move 2 and attack 2 at range 2. So I could come all the way over here and he won't be able to reach us. Or I could come to here and he will be able to reach us, but we might end up killing him first. You know what, that's fine. Let's spread the damage out a little bit. It's a little bit of damage, but it's fine. We're going to immobilize you as we come through. And we'll get the opposing strike. Disappointing. But at least we have the resonant crystal. Painful, but fine. They are rolling luckily, aren't they? Unstable upheaval would be really nice to do if we were right next to them. in order to get right next to them, we'd need to move 3. So we could do a short rest. Sure, I don't mind losing Massive Boulder for that. So, Unstable, Upheaval, Dirt Tornado. We're charging in and we're going to try and knock him out quickly. Over this side, there's going to need to be a short rest. Sure, we can lose Scurry. Perverse Edge will get us moving quickly. We can move up 2 there, and we could activate Feedback Loop. It'll give us a shield. It will attack him for 1. It's a pretty solid choice. And the guard's going to shield and then attack with poison. So really trying to get him sorted feels like the right move. And we did get the shield. Good. It's going to be a shame about the poison. Let's use our healing potion now. And then, what are these guys going to do? They're going to move 1, attack 3, range 4. So, yeah, geez, we want to hopefully kill them. But we'd have to get really lucky for this. 1 dead, 1 quite injured. There's his shield. He did no damage, but he did a bit of poison. That's fine. This is going to hurt. Oh! I feel like we got lucky with that. Rumbling Advance will heal us. Earth and Clod would heal us more. Or we could use Rumbling Advance to move in, do damage to them, and something else to do some looting. This would do loot 1, so it would give us not enough. Not in the way I want it to be. I want to loot these and damage him, and I just don't see a nice fast way of doing it. And the key point is the fast. So maybe we just do double heal, and we'll let the Mindthief do some quick stabbity. And 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna have to move a long way. You know what? Gnawing Horde has got decent movement. Bandit Guard's moving super slow, so he should be dead. There we go. Oh, and we get the shield, of course, because of our augment. That's actually quite nice. Seeing as we can't quite make it up there this turn, we can move in position for next turn's looting. None of our cards that are left have the loot ability on them, though. So, for now, we'll just grab this one. So, do we kill him? What's he going to do? He's going to attack 3, range 5. We can kill him easily enough. If we kill him, we won't be able to do loot and get more loot next turn. So let's focus on healing. We'll let him do his attack. Next turn, we backpedal and grab all of this. I say backpedal. We're not really going to backpedal. We're going to Crush and Grasp and then Crater. It'll kill him. but it'll be fine. It might actually be better for us to end up using Crushing Grasp to move on to this. We could do a short rest to try and get 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're not going to get enough movement that way. We don't have Scurry anymore, which is our move on the top. So I think, yeah, I think we're done as far as we can do things. Let's just pick a couple of random bits. Crater will activate the ability for the extra experience. And then we'll just move on and grab the 4 gold. It's not complete looting of the area, but 12 gold's not bad. And we'll try and get closer to the rest, but alas, there is nothing more we can do there. The crystal throbs in your hands. It certainly contains some powerful magic. You stick it in your pack and head out. This unlocks chapter 1.1. And so that concludes your training. The world is your oyster. A bandit-ridden, undead roaming, demon-infested oyster. We've put together a set of starting equipment with the money you've earned thus far. But any other gear you fancy, you'll need to buy. Wait, do we lose all the gold we've been picking up? The panel on the left is used to choose your party's lineup and to customize the ability cards and items as you unlock more. Now you also have free reign over which mercenaries to bring along on each mission, up to a maximum of 4. Be aware though, scenario difficulty scales with the number of mercenaries in your party. Unless you're a Gloomhaven veteran, I'd recommend you stick to 2 characters for the time being to keep the decision making manageable. It also keeps things moving quickly. When equipping items, note that whoever equips an item first has it bound to them. You can unbind it for a cost, but try to make sure you give it to the right mercenary the first time if you can. To aid in your progressing in skill post-training, I've come up with a set of achievements for you to work towards. These can be accessed by the trainer icon. Completing these will reward the guild with more gold, quests and locations to discover. Sometimes even missions to recover powerful relics. And we can pop by the merchant anytime we fancy with the merchant button. Mostly basic items in stock, but the more we explore, the more items will be added. Speaking of which, here's a mission to open up the old spice routes. I've had links for 2 towns, Bloodford in the west, and Wayfarer's Rest to the southwest. Choose your team, gear up, and go get them. Cool, so we have 6 in our area. Now, big difference between this and the main campaign mode is we don't have objectives for these characters to retire. Retirement is not something that's really in their futures, which means we're looking to level them up by levels and hopefully keep them roughly balanced, or maybe get like some super high experience mobs. We've done well with some of the bits of experience, but yeah, it's certainly a little bit sketchy. So in terms of the items that we've started off with, in the equipment panel you'll find different types of items. There's some eagle eye goggles. These will allow us to gain an advantage. Cloak of invisibility allows us to gain an invisible. Leather armor allows us to create disadvantage when the person is being attacked. We've got a poison dagger. And in terms of any boots, we've got boots of striding already equipped, of course. And then a whole bunch of different potions. Interesting things. It's kind of tempting to destroy or sell that crystal. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was the cards, the perks, the enhancements, and how the characters are going to be progressing. Because we're not going to be retiring them, the choices we make in terms of their ability cards is going to drastically change how we end up playing them. For instance, the Brute is a melee damage tank. We've got range support, we've got melee damage, we've got damage to support, we've got range damage, we've got melee damage. So really we only have one tank at the moment. Probably going to be in our interest to lean into the tanky nature of that. But I'll wait until we've developed the characters a little bit more before I go through the different ways you could build them. The other thing to consider is, as well as the cards, there's also the various perks that we have and the effect that would have on the drawing cards. When I say drawing cards, the random additions, subtractions, elemental effects, multiples that happen when you use one of these abilities. Is there a way for us to see that? There we go. So the attack modifiers, they start off quite broad, and based on the perks for leveling up and gaining experience, we're going to be able to change some of these. For instance, removing some of the negatives and increasing the positives. There is definitely a most efficient way of doing that. I'm not sure precisely which way I would like to go yet, but when I go to talk about the characters, I'll talk about the different potentials for the directions that you could go with them. Right, I think that's probably enough waffling for the moment. So let's have a look at what the merchant's got. We have 77 gold, so we have got to keep the gold. That's good. We can buy more eagle eye goggles. We can buy hide armor. Hide armor gives us some negatives, so that's definitely a point of consideration. And actually, if we go to the attack modifiers, some of these things like fortitude, ignore negative effects, and add a +1 card mean the brute would be able to use that without any disadvantage. So there is going to be some definite choices to be made with who gets what when. And some of these can be really quite powerful. Stamina potion is almost a must for most people for just getting extra cards. Let's have a look at what the trainer wants us to do as well. Alright, welcome to the trainer. On the screen you'll see all the in-game achievements that you can attempt and the reward you'll get. The most important ones will be initially exploration that gradually unlock parts of the map. That makes sense. Gaining enhancement slots makes a lot of sense. So we need to unlock 9 locations within the Spice Coast. Also, if we get the various people to level 2, we will unlock their story quests. If we use 30 control abilities on allies, we unlock the Beast Tamer. If we use Infuse 30 times, we unlock another character. If we infuse Dark 30 times, right, I see. Kill 12 different kinds of enemies. So there's going to be loads that we'll end up just doing over time. The Brute kills 50 enemies, gain a Brute perk. The Brute prevents 50 attack damage with shield conditions, gain a perk. This is how we're going to get the perks for the characters. So these are things we really want to push towards, because these, the leveling up is nice. It gives you new cards, makes everything a little bit tougher. These make your characters just flat better. They really do. So loads there. Arrow in the knee, take 20 damage. That unlocks a relic quest. Kill 50 enemies who are muddled or poisoned. Will give us a relic quest. Kill 30 summoned living bones. Gives us another one. And then various kill things will give us gold to spend on things. So that's nice. Okay. Well, for right now, I think we're going to finish up this episode there. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Gloomhaven Guildmaster. See you soon.